Right, does uncertainty equal desirability? Does playing hard to get actually work? Well, yes, it does work, as long as you use it sparingly and at the beginning of a relationship. But don't just take my word for it. The University of Rochester in the United States actually did a study on this in 2020. They examined the effects of playing hard to get. And they found that when you reciprocate someone's advances too quickly, you actually appear easy, desperate, and not as valuable. They found that when someone has to put more effort into something, into this relationship, that they then appear more sexually desirable, more valuable, and just more appealing. So what would you rather have? I've got 5 strategies here for you today, 5 things that you are probably doing that is making you less appealing to him when you really thought you were doing something that was making you more appealing. It's quite confusing, I know. Stop being so available. We all do this. Don't put yourself second. Don't think that making his life seem more important than yours is a winning strategy, because it's actually not. I've done it. I know we all have. We all think that by giving up our, exercise routine and changing a date that we had with someone else just to go out with this guy is going to make him really like us more because we're so easygoing and available. Well, yes, it's nice to be easygoing and spontaneous. But in the beginning, and this is what I said before, in the very beginning, you don't want to come across as easy or desperate. You want to come across as a little bit unattainable. It's really important. Playing a little bit hard to get is much more appealing to him, as we said before, than just being so readily available. Now, I've done this. I did this in my second marriage. I left behind my family, my support network, my business, my friends, everything, and traveled to live with him overseas. And I continued this pattern throughout our 20-year marriage. If he had a job in the city, I would just give up whatever I was doing just to follow him. I remember doing a course. I just started to upskill myself so I could get some office work, and he got a job in Sydney, and I just left everything and quit the course, and I never really got back to it. I never got any thanks for this. Actually, throughout the marriage I was bullied and devalued a lot more than I realized until I was out of it. So now looking back, I realized how different my life is now with my partner now. Marty, I played a totally different game, and it really isn't a game. I shouldn't say that. It's not manipulation. I literally had a very busy life when I met him. I was very, very busy. I prioritized my exercise routine, my yoga, my grooming, my friends, everything else, and my work, everything else I had going on in my life. I prioritized before him in the beginning. If he wanted to see me a second time during the week, I couldn't. I just simply didn't have time. So really, we just kept it to Saturday nights for a couple of months. We then dropped in a Sunday afternoon walk, and eventually he booked a beautiful getaway for us. Then he invited me on an overseas holiday, and then he rearranged his whole home so that he could, bring me and all my stuff to live with him. So it really worked well. I didn't mean to do it. I wasn't being, unpolite or entitled. I just had a very busy life. I was being genuine, and that's the best strategy, to actually just be a little unattainable and to not put yourself second. In the beginning, keep putting yourself first. He will respect you for that. He will see how you're living, and he will say, this girl will respect me when I'm part of her life. Now, the second one is, and we all do this too, is please don't sleep with him too quickly. As I said before, you do not become more desirable to him by being easy to get. The more you make him invest in you and chase you and show you that he really, really wants to be in your life long term, the more sexually desirable you actually become. Men do not like you more when you sleep with them. It's quite the opposite. A guy is looking for a long-term partner. There are other things that he wants from you. He wants comfort, security, companionship, intimacy, all those things. He can get sex anywhere. Guys will get sex if they want it. It's what they're after. That's what they will try to get straight away, of course. And if you acquiesce too quickly, then he's just going to devalue you. He will use you then as the girl that, well, when I've got no luck somewhere else, I'll give her a call. Unless you're really lucky. This is how it usually goes, and we all know it. We've all been there. So please, don't sleep with him too early. Make him wait a few weeks. Make him wait until he's really invested in you. All right, now number 3 is don't rush to respond. Now try to do this with some honesty. Again, it's not meant to be game playing, but it really isn't that urgent for you to respond to someone that you barely know as quickly as you would now. in my relationship now, I would never think of making him wait 4 hours or something to respond. But in the beginning, that could be okay. 2 to 4 hours could be quite okay. You might miss the odd call because you were busy. Now, Cleopatra and Antony, that was a very passionate relationship. If you don't know about Cleopatra, then please read up. They had a very, very passionate relationship. Now, she used to ignore his letters. She knew how to play hard to get, and he was obsessed with her. So there's nothing wrong with just, again, being a little bit unavailable. You don't have to make it look like you're sitting there looking at your phone all day. I know we all do. When you're really into a guy, it's all you will do. You will sit and look at that phone constantly. You don't want it to appear that you're doing that though. And the best way to do that is to obviously just be getting on with your life, to try and focus on your own life and not to be putting so much value on what's happening on that phone all the time. Now, the best way to think about this is to not be an eager puppy, to be more like a cool cat. You know how a little puppy comes racing up to the door when you come through the door and jumps all over you and kisses you all over and just says, I love you, I love you. It's unconditional love when really you've been gone all day. They're probably waiting to be fed. You've done nothing fantastic. They just love you anyway. Whereas the cool cat, well, they just sit back and they wait for you to come looking for them. And they purr when you're attentive. The cool cat is just a bit more chill, more confident in themselves. Be more like that. The guy's not done enough yet. He's not invested enough in you at this point, early in a relationship, for you to be leaping all over him and giving him lots and lots of kisses and hugs and attention. So just step back and think like a cool cat. Now, number 4 is to believe in yourself above everything else. This is the best winning strategy if you want to attract a guy. Feeling in love with yourself, confident, having the right feelings, emotions, and thoughts running through you subconsciously and expressively, then this is the way to attract a man. When you really, really believe that you already have all the love in the world that you need, then you are powerfully attracting more love into your life. Now, I've said this in many videos. It's very important to script the guy that you want in your life, to visualize him, to really believe that you are already living this amazing life with the man of your dreams. The idea of the law of attraction and feeling grateful is the most powerful way to attract love into your life. This happened for me when I discovered both of these, when I wrote my book, when I learned to put the past behind me, all of these strategies, when I learned subliminal messaging, journaling, all these things helped me to move on from uncomfortable memories of my past. I know many of you probably have uncomfortable memories, whether it's abandonment, divorce, bullying at school, unhappy relationships, whether it be, right way back from school or way back from your childhood. We all have things we'd rather forget from the past. Now, if you can't get past these, as I said, start doing something that will help you. Journaling, writing a book, keeping it just for you is a great way to get it out of your head and onto paper. But the way to really attract love into your life is to believe in yourself at all costs, to believe in your worth and your value. When you devalue yourself, you are devaluing yourself in everybody's eyes. When you value yourself highly, he values you more highly. So please put some work into this. Really get some therapy, get some coaching, do some subliminal messaging. I always leave a link for that below the description here in my videos. And just, do whatever work it needs that you need to do to move past this and to love yourself. When you visualize yourself feeling love and being in love, when you can really see yourself with this man, holding his hand, with his arm around you, living your lives together, waking up with him, enjoying friends together, just having the life that you dream of, you can bring that into your reality, because it's those beautiful feelings of love and happiness and joy and abundance that will powerfully bring him into your life. It has worked for me and it has worked for many people. You just have to believe in yourself is number 1. All right, now number 5 is, and we do this all the time, we girls, we subconsciously romanticize him as our forever guy when we meet him. And we can do this quite quickly. We can do this within a matter of the first date. And unfortunately, this is why we sometimes lose them really early on. So please be careful. Don't start elevating him to godlike status when he hasn't really put the investment and the work in, the time and the effort, like I said last week. You've really got to wait for that to happen. So don't just build up this forever guy picture in your mind until you've actually got him invested. This is where it's really important to keep busy with your own life and stay focused on your script and what kind of life you want with the right guy. But how do we know he's the right guy yet? He's got to put in that time, energy, effort, and thought. So wait for that to happen. Don't romanticize him. Don't make him feel like he's the only guy. You can be dating other guys as well. So yeah, don't just stick with this one guy if you think that he's not really putting in the work. Make him work. Make him really invest in you, and then he will look at you as being more valuable, more desirable, and definitely more appealing. Now, to recap today, this is a fine line that you're treading. This is not about game playing or manipulation. This is about playing a little hard to get in the beginning. So tread carefully, do it with honesty, and the only way to really do that is to actually have a great, full, busy, exciting life. And then you are genuinely busy when he comes looking for you. And you genuinely love yourself and you genuinely value yourself highly because you're a confident, empowered, busy woman with a great life, lots of friends, and everything going well. When you find yourself in a situation where you're feeling needy or insecure, this is when everything goes wrong. We've said this so many times in videos. So don't fall into this trap. Play a little hard to get. And the best way to do that is to value yourself highly by having an amazing life that you love. Love being alone. Love yourself when you are just by yourself. Practice that. Practice enjoying your life by yourself. Practice gratitude. Practice the law of attraction. And invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself and you grow yourself as a person, you become a person that he is desperate to attain because you're this amazing person that he wants to be with, because you have valued yourself, you've put work into yourself, you've groomed yourself, you've studied things. You're a very exciting, interesting person to be around. These sort of people are very intriguing to men and fascinating, and that's the kind of woman he's coming looking for. And again, when you're doing all this stuff, then you're so busy that you are a little hard to get. You don't sleep with him too soon because he's not going to respect you for that. As much as you think that he will like you more, he's not going to like you more. Be a little selfish with your time. It's okay to prioritize yourself. It's actually the best strategy. Prioritize yourself in the beginning. There's plenty of time when you get into a relationship to do the give and take. But in the beginning, let him see that you prioritize yourself and your life and your friends and your work and whatever else you've got going on in your life, that you love yourself. And when you love yourself, when you love your life, that is when you attract more love into your life. Now, if you've enjoyed this video today, I'm going to put a playlist up here on the screen all about first dates and how to get that second date happening. So please watch this. I'll see you next week.